I love it. I love being, I feel like, you know, what I do sort of as a solo artist in terms of seeking out the rare, the obscure, the stuff that you want to make, you know, sort of bring it back and show people like, look how fabulous it is. That's what 42nd Street Moon is. They're the same kind of thing on a much bigger scale with a much broader mission statement. And it gives, you know, it gives me a chance to go be somewhere and work with like a great group of people. Because I do a lot of stuff by myself. From, you know, my own shows to concertizing or whatever. It's just kind of you, and you kind of, you know, you keep it going. But here it's like you're in a show with other people dedicated to the same sort of goals and wanting to show that stuff off. It's fabulous. I couldn't be happier. I'm really happy to be back. I have done Anything Goes twice. I did it at the Schubert in New Haven, and then and we also did it at the Cape Playhouse in Connecticut. No, Massachusetts. Sorry, in Massachusetts on Cape Cod. Which is that's another Cole Porter early. You know, Red Hot and Blue was really fun to do it here because that script really hadn't had a scrubbing in a long time. Like the Anything Goes have been sort of revamped for Patti LuPone, and so that script's sort of like a little more modern, up to date, other songs interpolated into it. And I thought the Red Hot and Blue, if it just got a little bit of a scrubbing with just kind of cleaning things up a little bit in terms of the script, I think it's really fun. I think it's every bit as, it's very silly, but I thought it was just as much fun as Anything Goes. I loved it. And it's certainly, you can feel this really big gap between a musical of the 30s of Ethel Merman and Call Me Madam, which is 1950. It's a really big, like, I can just feel like, oh, musicals had grown up that much. This is just that much clearer and cleaner. But I loved Red Hot and Blue. I thought it was fun. It was just a lot of running around going like, have you seen Bob? And what are we going to do? I think I must have said those two lines like 600 times. So that's a pretty good day at the office when that's all you need to deliver. It's fun. Well, I'm a belter. You know, my voice is just kind of this, like, it's the alto with a little bit of the extra, like, I don't know. We just love to project, and if that's the kind of voice you have, you know, I saw there's two kinds of women in the world. There's a Laurie, and then there's an Ado Annie, and they both belong in the show, but you got to kind of be one or the other. And there's a Miss Sarah, and there's a Miss Adelaide, and you want to be one or the other. And I'm just one. I'm that other. And Merman is kind of the great. She's it, you know. And so if you have that kind of voice and you love musical comedy, eventually, as a kid, you know, I felt you're just going to end up knowing a lot about her and loving her. I didn't realize how geeky I was and how much more I knew than the average kid in Salt Lake City. But I've had a great, I mean, I think she's just really fun to hear stories about, to like hear. She was so singular in her approach to life, you know, that she's just, you know, she makes for a good story. And and from a historian's point of view, because I kind of think of myself as a musical theater historian who performs rather than writes. Or I write my own shows, but I don't write books. I actually kind of perform what I find. From that point of view, she's fascinating. I mean, she comes right at the beginning, working with the Gershwins, and then you can go right through the rest of the 20th century. You can go from 1930 to 1984, really, and find her working or something connecting with everybody important in theater, from Cole Porter to Jerry Herman to Stephen Sondheim to Julie Stein to the director she worked with, the designer she worked with, and on and on. It's just a unique place and career that she had, and it's fun to study. I think she's great. I mean, she's been very good to me. I've tried to be very good to her, but her career has been like really good. My exploration of it's great for me. I mean, I really love her.